Hi class, in lesson 4 you will be learning about common factors and common multiples. Please be sure to read over the learning goals for lesson 4 and look for these key terms: common factor, relatively prime, greatest common factor, multiple, commutative property of multiplication, and least common multiple. Please turn to page 42, Activity 4.2, Prime Factorization. Suppose you are looking for the common factors of 56 and 42, but you do not have grid paper or scissors to create rectangles. Is there another way? One way to determine common factors is to use prime factorization. Start by writing each number as a product of its prime factors. Organize the prime factors into a table where only shared factors are listed in the same column. The common factors of the two numbers are the numbers that are in both rows and the product of the numbers that are in both rows. So the common factors of 56 and 42 are 2, 7, and 14. Please turn to page 43, answer number 1, 2, and 3 with your group. For number 1, if you divide 56 by 14, your result is 4. If you divide 42 by 14, your result is 3. If the result in both cases is an integer, the divisor is a common factor. For number 2, there is a space between the 2 and the 7 because 3 is not a factor of 56. And for number 3, here is an example of what your table can look like to identify common factors. For number 3, letter A, the common factors are 2, 3, and 6. And for number 3, letter B, the factor 6 is the largest. The greatest common factor is the largest factor two or more numbers have in common. Two numbers that do not have any common factors other than 1 are called relatively prime. Please answer number 4 with your group. For number 4, letter A, if you rewrite the numeric expression using the distributive property, you would have 14 times the quantity of 4 plus 3. And for number 4, letter B, 6 times the quantity of 9 plus 14. Please turn to page 44, Activity 4.3, Common Multiples. Rectangular arrays can also be used to determine multiples and common multiples. Consider the area model for 6 times 8 is equal to 48. One way to think about the area model is to analyze the collection of columns. As you look at how the area model builds from left to right, the addition of each new column creates a multiple of 6. So column 1 alone is a 6 by 1 rectangle, which represents the first multiple of 6, which is 6. By adding column 2, the rectangle is now 6 by 2, which represents the second multiple of 6, which is 12. The whole rectangle represents 6 by 8, or 48. Please answer number 1 and number 2 with your group. For number 1, the first 8 multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and 48. And for number 2, the first 6 multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. Please turn to page 45. While 48 is a multiple shared by both 6 and 8, it is not the least common multiple, or LCM. The LCM is the smallest multiple other than 0 that 2 or more numbers have in common. Please answer number 3 with your group. For number 3, the least common multiple of 6 and 8 is 24. As demonstrated by the rectangular array, for any two whole numbers a and b, a common multiple is a times b. However, this number may not be the least common multiple of a and b. Please answer number 4, 5, and 6 with your group. For number 4, letter A, the first 9 multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 54. For number 4, letter B, the first 6 multiples of 9 are 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and 54. And the LCM of 6 and 9 would be 18. For number 5, the LCM of 7 and 8 would be 56. And for number 6, if the two numbers have a GCF other than 1, the LCM is less than the product of the numbers, otherwise it is the product. This will conclude today's lesson on common factors and common multiples. Please let your teacher know if you have any questions. Thanks.